Okay. Thank you. First of all, thank you to Combing the Streets. Thank you to uh, Francis for arranging this and having me. Thank you to you all for coming to this event and willing to listen to my sharing session for today. Okay, today I will share a bit about monochrome photography. And before that, I would you like to have the idea how's the session today, Francis or Fidel? How's the session, everything session today over there? Is it good? Okay, great. So you have exhibition and you have your exhibitors and also the participant over there, right? Okay, great. Okay, so without further ado, let me begin for today about monochrome photography. As some of you know that I'm shoot in mainly in monochrome. I can say that 90%. Okay, first of all, let me give a bit of introduction about myself. Okay, my name is Yuji Haikal. I'm from Malaysia, mainly in Kuala Lumpur. I can say that I'm a hobbyist photographer. I basically doing street music, documentary, and you can see some of my photos and all in black and white. So basically, a little bit about me. I just recently rekindled back to photography. I think like these past 6 years after my father passed away. He passed away back in 2020 during the COVID, but not because of the COVID. Because he smoked a lot cigarettes and he passed away because of COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. And that's how the story about my photography journey begins, started. And it was because of his question. During that time, he asked me just a simple question during that time, because I've been stopped from doing photography for about 8 years, like that, 8 to 10 years, something like that. And he was the person that bought my first ever camera back in 2007. So he asked me why I didn't take photos anymore. It's just a simple question. But then after 3 months after he asked that question, he passed away. And I basically during that time it's just a normal question. And 6 months after he passed away, that question suddenly hit back to me with some question from myself, that probably he want me to pursue back what I left behind. So that story that I begin back in 2000, late 2000 and early 2001, 2020, late 2020 and early 2021, I started back doing my photography. So who inspired me in photography? So this is Jim Marshall, one of the famous music photographers back in 70s era. He passed away back in 2010. His name is Jim Marshall. He was famous in his shot, especially for the Beatles' last performance. And he also the famous guy who shot Jimi Hendrix, burned his guitar, Bob Dylan, uh, and many others. So he is the one that inspired me, along with all the most of the Magnum photographers that shoot documentary. And also like a lot of new, we can say that new street photographers that nowadays that we can hear, like Jonathan Jasper, FD Walker, Matt Stewart. That they all inspired me. Okay, so yeah, about street photography. Maybe I just do some of sharing. sharing about how I see about street photography. I'm not sure in Nigeria over there in Lagos, is it very hard to take a photos in a public? Like my recent experience, I went to UAE, to Sharjah and Dubai back in January and early February. I saw that during that time, it's very challenging to take a street photography over there, and also a documentary on the street, because basically taking photos in public is not prohibited. It's prohibited, so it's not allowed, especially if you shoot women. How I see a street photography, basically it's capture something candid, something not staging, whereby I put here is captured real, unplanned, unposed photo in public places, showing everyday life of people and society. So this is something that I did every day, not every day recently. Every weekend mostly, and some most of the time. So because I think this is the way for me to be back at the street alone, and I feel that my late dad will always walk with me at the street when I shoot. Okay, so photography, it has no rules, because we didn't, for me, I myself, I'm a self-taught photographer. I didn't go to any photography school. I just attended a few workshops uh recently, when I just rekindle back to photography, but I didn't have a proper education on photography, like a journalism school or whatsoever. So that's why I go to this street photography. For me, street photography is not easy. It's challenging if you want to capture whether, because usually we have two option to conclude the where you call decisive moment by the father of a street photography. How to get the decisive moment, usually we need two things, which is the moment, and also the composition, the beauty of the composition, which is the setting of everything about the photography, and also the moment. So to get both together, then you can get a decisive moment. So street photography is not easy, like we can ask your subject to move around, to pose as you want. So it's not like that, then it's not become a street photography. So for me, the best thing, because street photography has no rules, like you need to make it center, you need to make it, like symmetry, or maybe like for journalism, probably you cannot overlap your subject, so you need to have a proper separation, probably something like that, or you need to give it in a very clear way of photography, something like that. So for me, street photography has no rules. That's what something I like. But even though it has no rules, but we have to be ethical and respectful. So that's something that I really emphasize about when I do a sharing, I do a workshop, or even a photo walk. So we need to be respectful and ethical when we are in public. So whereby when there's always a people that didn't like you to take their photos, so we need to respect their privacy. So when they didn't want, we no need to, like push to get the photos, because in the end it's just, it will be a good photos if you get it, but it just, it's not worth it for you to fight over it, for me. So we have to be respectful, we have to be ethical on the street. We need to respect, even for the homeless, whoever people that we can find on the street. So we need to respect them. Okay, so what ethics that we can see on the street? Usually, we respect the personal boundaries. There's some of people who like to go very near to the subject. Yeah, because like me, I myself, I'm using a manual prime lens, which is 35 mm, which is quite, it's wide, and I need to be quite close with my subject. But I'm trying not to harass and respect their personal boundaries. So maybe we can do the prioritize context over faces, like the photos that I showed just now, like this. Probably a homeless, or no, I'm not sure. Maybe he just relaxing because he was reading a newspaper. But I didn't show the face. I did just want to show the context. Okay, and then probably we need to ask the permission. The permission here is not that I mentioned like excuse me, can I take your photos or something like that, because it will jeopardize the street photography candid. The permission that I mentioned here is something that maybe that area you can ask for the security or some policemen who take care of that area. Probably you can ask maybe before you take the photos. Okay, like there's a story when I went to Sharjah in January. I know that you cannot take photo in public, right? You definitely cannot because one of my friend get caught when taking photos in public, and the authorities over there asked them to delete all the photos. So basically the photos that she didn't took on that day also she have to delete. So the ask permission I did when I'm in Sharjah. There's a one event they call Hak El Lail. So basically, it's an event for kids to celebrate the coming Ramadan. So the event is like 2 weeks before Ramadan, something like that. So it's for the kids and also a family to celebrate for the for to prepare them for the Ramadan. So during that event, I know that, like Sharjah, you cannot take photos in public, but then there's a police. I think it's police officer that basically uh s- guarding that area, that Hak El Lail area where they do at one of the bazaar, a big bazaar over there. So I just asked a permission because I saw that people taking photos with their phones. So I just asked the security or the authorities over there a permission. Can I take photos of this beautiful event? Then they said, yeah, you can take. So, but then I'm holding a phone camera. Then I asked, can I take using my camera? I mean, then I take out my camera. Then when he see that, he said like, in few seconds, he like think a bit. Then he said like, yeah, yeah, just go ahead. So during that time, I got the permission. Then I straight away can take the photos. So didn't have any worry anymore. So I just wandering around and take a photo. So it's very nice. And during that, usually in street, you need to be transparent and friendly. Try to talk to the people, because it will make you feel, it will drove your feel of shy away. Like usually when you go to the street, I know that a lot of people ask me how that I confront people on the street. That is the most question that I always receive, because it's challenging, right, to shoot the photos around in the public, especially when people look at you. You worried that whether they angry at you, or whether they okay or not. So basically, for me, I have to be transparent. The transparent means that you show them that you are taking photos, you're not hiding. So because usually when you are, like you trying to take photos like while you're hiding, so that will create suspicious, like for some people they will like triggered, they are suspicious, why this guy trying to take my photos. But if you just act normally, like you just holding your camera on your neck, for example, or you show around that you are taking a photos, then people will just ignore you. I'm not sure it, but in Malaysia and some other country that I've tried, it's they will just ignore you, and you try to smile to them, like be friendly and talk to them. if necessary, while talking, then like they are, maybe they do some story to you, they tell you some story, maybe that during that time you can take a photos while they are you are being transparent during that time, so people didn't see you, people, basically you are invisible. So when you're invisible, it's easy for you to take the photo on the street, and avoid some sensitive subject, because like street, even like we want to post anything, there's a lot of sensitive subject that may hurt people, or may hurt certain races, or religions, so we need to avoid that, because we don't want photography to be, like something bad. We want it to be, like something can deliver a message, or you can express your feeling in a certain ways. Okay, so my style, how basically that I did on the street. Before I'm going to the street, usually I'm trying to have a clear idea what I want to shoot. Even though like every weekend I'm going out, so probably like today I'm trying to do like I want to do light and shadow. So I just focus on the light and shadow. And then the next weekend I come and say like I want to do like layering. So I'm playing on layering, because one of my favorite photography street photography style is layering. I like to see when you have a lot of layers of photos, and the photos become interesting. Okay. uh and then I take a second to soak the vibe. So basically, like before I enter the bigger area, let's say the area of your city, or one street is stretched quite long. So when I started, I will try to, like just have one corner. I just try to feel the scene. I didn't take the photo yet. Then after that, I go to start small, where I try to shoot something like not human, something like probably I saw a flower, or leaf on the floor, something like that, something like, or dustbin, something like mundane. Just try to get the vibe, just to get used to the situation, and then I will try to see the people. If you can talk to the people, you can try to talk to the people, and then you can start your street photography on that day. And as usual, I try to include and exclude what in the frame, what it means by this, so I know what I want subject to be in my frame, and something that I don't want in my frame, I will exclude it straight away. Okay, so this is some of my photos that I took in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, back in 2024. So you can see there's some technical metadata on this, like ISO, aperture, and shutter. Usually, I rarely want to touch about it, because this is like one of the slide that I use for my workshop too. I didn't really want to touch about technical, because like technical you can always learn, and you can always try to practice by yourself. And technical is just the on the triangle composition, whereby the most important thing that you can learn from any other photographers, when you meet photographers, uh any photographer that you meet, try to understand, try to learn from them, or try to ask them how they see, what they think before they shoot. That is something that really important rather than the technical. Okay. Okay, so these photos, I'm trying to do like a story. When I'm shooting on the street, I always play around on my mind the story that I can create, or that I myself see from what I see from this scenario. So I'll try to do something like a split. If you can see that there's a on the right side is some couple, one couple do the talking, and there's like confrontation or something like that, and there's a on the foreground, you can see there's a girl trying to run away with the flower. And then at the back you have some information, the background of welcome to Malaysia. So over there you know that probably like this situation is normal and something that always happening in Malaysia. So something like that. And if you can see that I try to play around with the light, with the shadow, with the background, foreground, middle ground. I always like to have a depth. Okay, because uh for me, photograph, you can see always in 2D, right? Two dimension, right? So how to make a photography interesting, your photograph interesting, your picture interesting, how to make it interesting? It's easy. It's basically to make it 3D where you can see it in three dimension. How to make it? You need to have a depth in your photos. So basically how you need to have a depth in your photos, you need to have these three things: foreground, middle ground, background. So that is very basic and something you really can improve to make your photo interesting. Okay, so this is another photos on the street. I like to capture something like scenario situation, human storytelling. So basically this is on Chinatown in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I can say that the Chinatown, we have a lot of activities over there. One of it, you have a lot of foods. So you can see on the right side, you can see there's a auntie or an old woman doing a cooking at her stall, whereby you can see on your left side, there's actually a reflection from a mirror. So this is optical small optical shop. It's not it's just a one stretch of a shop at the Starling Street here, we call it Chinatown. And this shop is not open yet, but they have a mirror on the shop. So you can see that there's a couple. The girlfriend is feeding the boyfriend. So when I saw it, I quickly tried take it this photo, and you can see that I tried to place the something like separator in the middle to make it like a two photos. So I like to do like this, same like the first one also. You can see like in the middle something that I one of my project. Then same like this. So you can see that I'm using poster as a foreground, and there's a couple talking, or we're not sure what they're doing at the back. So this photo was taken back in 2023. Same like this, you can see it's like separation. So on the left side is poster, and there's a real human coming out, looks alike. And I really like how her hair covered one of part of her face. So this is because if you can see at the background also, on the next poster also, you can see it's only half face. So it's something that I have in mind. That's how I captured this image. This also looks like a half, but it's a reflection from a mirror. It's at Kuala Lumpur, so 2024. So that's what I can say, that in Kuala Lumpur, you can, in Malaysia, basically it's easy for you to take photos in public. But some of people will confront you. They say that they don't want, so you have to respect. But most of the time, it's okay. So like this photo, I'm trying to capture a replication on the mirror. Okay, so this is also near the Chinatown, where early morning people will have a breakfast. The Chinese community will have a drink, breakfast over here. So basically, we have a few races and few religions in Malaysia. We are quite have a diversified diversified races here. So this is like Chinese places where they go for eat. So you can see that this is the morning activities. Probably I'm not sure whether it's the same on your country. You can see on the bicycle handle whereby the lady carried a plastic of water. So basically, it's a drinks. So we put it on the plastic like that, and we put a straw and we drink it from there. So we can have a chocolate drink or tea or coffee, something like that. So that's showing probably Southeast Asia. And I like the depth you can see from these photos. Uh, you can see that you have a foreground, you have a middle ground, and you have also the background. Okay, so this one of the photos back in 2023. It's basically I just randomly pick my photos for this talk. I just want to share how I see and how you can see from what I'm explain and try to. I hope you can learn something. Like this, I saw one uh okay, this guy is not from Malaysia because you can see that there's also a lot of expat who work in Malaysia. So this guy is from Bangladesh, I think, or Pakistan. So this is inside the bank. I saw that he's looking outside, and I tried to take his photo where there's another man reflection on the back looking at the guy. So it's kind of some interesting. So reflection also one of my favorite because reflection you can it's some sort of multiple exposure style, right? So I really like reflection. So this is nearby Kuala Lumpur. So I just saw a guy looking for a places, and some of the part of the road covered by the bridge, so that you can see the shadows over there, and whereby there's a light showing his face looking for a street or place. Okay, so this photos taken. I think this is a lorry. This was a lorry. I think it's back in 2024. Something like uh, through the the windows of a lorry. Okay, this photos was taken very recently. I think I haven't showed to anybody yet. This photo was taken in Kolkata. I took the other photos same like this with a phone, whereby usually with the phone I using a Xiaomi phone where I took with the color, but using the camera I always took with black and white. So this is when I went just recently to Kolkata, India, and I managed to went to one of the rural villages, and I join their family to have a lunch over there. It's a very interesting experience, and I managed to shoot their family cooking and having their meal together. So this is the preparation on their kitchen. So I like where the natural light coming in from the windows, and you can see that the lady in the middle, you can see that part of his face, you can still see the texture of it. Okay, so these also are photos that recently I shoot from India, Kolkata. This is like what I like is I saw this guy smoking, and he's been standing there like couple of minutes already. Then because in India it's really easy to take a photos, because over there people are really welcoming. I think it's normal for them. And some of them saying that India is heaven for street photography. So these photos I wait for this guy to look at my lens, to look at my camera while he's smoking, because I want to replicate the photos at the back. You can see there's a painting at the back. Same wearing glasses, have a mustache, but I didn't. But only didn't wearing a hat or something like that. But the hand gesture almost the same, so it's really like caught my eye. So I waited for this scene. I think I got few couple of shot on here, and I think this is like one of my favorite. Okay, so next one also from Kolkata. Um, this is recently I'm trying to do the framing, and I always like I mentioned, the foreground, the hand become a foreground, and try to cut it out and make it like mysterious, and the subject like on the counter. Same like this recently. Okay, this is during the Hak Ally. Remember just now I talked about the Sharjah, where you cannot really take photos on the street. So this is the photos that I managed to get the permission from the security uh over there, and I really like this lady when she tried to look at my camera. So this is also during the same event. uh I like the expression and how the plate, repeating plate, and the white colors, the hands. So this is like separation and layering that I really like. So this is like in Kuala Lumpur, where there's a group of nun going outing, went for outing, and at the back you can see a bus. Actually, it's a express bus where they have stickers on the bus. So I like the stars there, and I try to capture this image from the back. So this is from Jakarta, Indonesia. Um, Basically, I'm trying to do the reflection and layering, and it looks like complex. And this was in Bangkok back in 2024. I'm trying to do some juxta, whereby you can see at the back the couple are eating ice cream and this guy smoking, and it's in Bangkok, but it's tourist. Okay, so these photos taken in Malaysia. I like the framing from the hand of people taking photos. You can see there's the repeating action. Okay, this is during Chinese event. Okay, so let's go about the documentary photography. Just now I just showing on the street. So let me show on the documentary, a bit on the documentary festival, because I'm not like a journalist or professional photographers that doing every day on photography. So basically I like to document myself, and yeah, probably do some on my activities myself for a while. Okay. Okay, so this is the photos that I took during the one of the Saint Pedro event, for them to bless the fishermen, for the Portuguese community. So we have a Portuguese community also here in Malacca. So this is the event that I shoot, one of the event and one of the photos. And okay, this is the Borneo Native Festival. So basically we have also a few tribes from the Borneo side, which is Sabah and Sarawak. Uh, but this event happens in Kuala Lumpur, whereby all the tribe leaders and also the tribe people came to the city center to showcase their culture. So this is one of my favorite photos that I took early in 2023. Okay, so this is another photos during Indian Hindu event. but I like the separation and the layering and a lot of activities and action from the people over here. Also, same event probably. I like the foreground where the girl trying to take the video, but you can see the reflection of part of her face, and also the subject of this horse and the background of the marching band, and also you can see that is very historic building in Malaysia, one of the historic building. So this is during a Hungry Ghost Festival where Chinese feeding the ghost. Uh, During this event, they will burn the very big statue of the god. So the god is basically, it's not a god, it's the devil, I think. Okay, this is praying during at the temple. Also same event during the Hungry Ghost, but there's a bus passing by. I'm trying to do some juxta or something like a different interpretation, yeah, images. So this is the Hak El Lyle that I shoot recently. Okay, let me go fast because we need to have a Q&A. So this is just my music photography. I just go through only for you to see some of my music photography. Okay, some of it I shoot in studio and some of it in the studio means like they're doing the live recording. I rarely do the shoot where I guide people to post or something like this. I rarely do like this. This also another people are shooting them. I just shoot it from the side. I like to shoot the crowd and the event as a whole, so you can have a lot of storytelling. So yeah, before we go for the question Q&A section, what is the next step for me when I shoot all these photos? So yeah, yes, usually when we shoot a photo, we don't know what we want to do with it. Either we put it the best, we put it on the social media, usually, but what we can do actually, so the one thing that we can do, you can see that we can print it. So when you print it, you can see it's in physical, you will feel more appreciate towards your photography for real. So try to print your few best, try to print it bigger so you can see it clearer, you will feel happy. So once you already print it, what you can do next, you can do a zine, maybe a book like I did. Like you can see on the photos here, I'm trying to do a book. I try to do some story to about my father's question. So you can see that is my late dad question that I told you about. Why aren't you taking photos anymore? So I did a book for to remember him and my journey to rekindle back to photography. So I did the book, like it took me like two years project. So the book is totally handmade by myself, using a denim. And you can see there's a mock-up, three mock-up that I did before the final one. So I did everything. I silk screen, I sew, I bind. I just send for the printing only. Other than that, I did it myself. So this is the book. I made it 100 copies of the book. And it's sold out already, so 100 copies. And yeah, probably for you and also for me, when after I took a lot of photos, I also try to engage with an exhibition, small exhibition at first, then try to go to the more bigger scale exhibition and towards international exhibition. But we need to appreciate our photos, because don't just let the photos goes to waste by keeping at yourself or keeping on your hard disk or hard drive. Try to print it and see how you feel it after that. Okay, so yeah, from the book, this book I received an award during the International Photography Award in 2024 for the book photographer of the year. And there's a recent photos that I should won the award at exposure. So I just want to tell that from street photography, we can go to the global stage. It's not just a street. So whereby you sometimes we doubt ourselves, where we think that, oh, probably our photos we just shoot at our local area, it was worth nothing. But actually, whatever we shoot, when we think it's nothing, but from other people, and especially from other continent, it looks something that not normal to them. It's something unique to them. So that's why we need to to show to the world, to print it, not only show in the social media. Okay, so this is one of my quote that I always share to people, that really focus, you can really change your perspective on how you shoot, and how you why what you want to shoot and why you shoot. So basically, for me, when the shutter press, choose to express, not to impress. Okay, because why? Because I said like this, because a lot of people, and I can say there's a people that I know too, they are should they do something that not only on photography, they do something because to impress others. They want to make sure other people approve. They want to get the approval from other people. They need to get affirmation from other people, so that the photo is good. This is good. But sometimes that is something that they didn't really like. They didn't really like that style actually, but they did it because a lot of people like it. A lot of people really looks something like it. For example, playing Flash, for example, only I just tell recently, a lot of people are using Flash to take even on the bright sunlight, because there's a technique, there's a style. Bruce Gilden that do it, for example. So because of you, a lot of people doing it, you also want to do it, whereby you didn't like it. So that's why for me, do it for yourself and love your own work first, because to inspire others, we must first embrace our own work. We must to love our work. We no need to get other people to love our work. Then if we love our work, we share to the people, automatically people will love. Okay, so before we end this session, we need to we can have a Q&A. Fidel and Francis.
All right, thank you. Let's give a resounding round of applause for this wonderful and
Thank you.
amazing presentation. Yeah. So so if anyone has like any questions or comments, I'm sure we are all like listening to what he has to say. So anyone with any questions or comments or observations?
Hello, Yuji. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, I have a question, like two questions, but I will start with so while you were presenting, you made emphasis on how free it is to like go on the street and shoot, generally in Malaysia, and that is quite opposite for people in Nigeria. Let me say Lagos, so to say. So, from your own POV, how do you think someone that is afraid of going out can actually overcome that? For someone like you that is in an environment where people embrace and accept you.
Okay. Sorry. Can someone repeat just a short of the question, because I
So
cannot
I
hear
was
from the
saying,
mic.
yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, but it's I can hear echo. Maybe you just repeat
Okay.
the question to the mic,
How about
to
now?
the. Okay,
Can you
now
hear
yes, now better.
me? Okay. So I said you made emphasis on how easy it is for someone to go on the streets to shoot in Malaysia. And that is quite the opposite for people in Nigeria, especially Lagos. So the question now is, what would be your own method or your own advice for someone that wants to go out to shoot street photography in this kind of setting where they really do not embrace or accept you?
Yes. So basically, Lagos is like I can say it's like UAE, same like that. They not allowed you to shoot anything in public, right?
Yes, it's not people just don't accept or allow, so to say.
Okay,
It's a bit
understand.
difficult.
Okay. Um, okay, there's two things that you can do here because there's a part of places like especially in Middle East also you cannot take a photo simply in public whether people will angry at you or the authorities will get mad at you. So there's a two thing. But I think in your area it will be more on people, right? So there's two things you can do for me that I did. Okay, one is um if you really want to get a photos whereby you can get a very nice uh perspective when you see a nice moment. So basically you can also shoot in just using a hip, you know, the hip level without seeing your camera. I'm not sure how you use it, but for me, I'm using a rangefinder camera with range focusing. So basically, I will try to use a zone focusing. So the zone focusing whereby I knew that this, for example, like using my aperture 8, 3 meters and above will be sharp. So I will just put it like that. So I just walk and I just shoot from hip. That is if the places not allowed for me to take photos and I already saw a good subject. So the other way is um something that I know that even though the people are not really like it because they don't know what you want to do with the photo whatsoever. But if let's say you are frequent over there. I'm not sure in Lagos how in Lagos, but there's an area in Indonesia whereby there's a place it's a bit of can say gangsters staying over there, so people don't like you to take photos whatsoever. But when you are present over there every day, maybe like frequently, not every day, I can say maybe every day, every week, you over there, so people already know you by knowing you physically, not knowing your name whatsoever, but they don't know your presence there. So they will be less aware of you. And after that, probably you be nice to them, talk with them, because I know that like my friend in Indonesia, he took like 3 months for them go to the same places, went to the same places, talk to them. And so this guy, basically my friend, he went there for like 2 3 months, frequently talking to the people over there, like make just want to make them himself present over there. And he didn't shoot anything like human over there. He just shoot like all the mundane things, so that he show to the, he also sometimes he show to the people that he just shoot like normal stuff. Then when after that people getting okay with him, then he start, you know, like shooting them. It's just naturally happen. But other people who coming with him, it's not allowed. So something like that. The best is, one thing is, um it's not in the big group. Don't go in the big group. Try to separate. And yeah, be one of other people also just said shoot first, say sorry later. Okay, I hope it's answer your question.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, anyone else with any questions for Yuji on how to photograph on the street, or challenges that you might face, that you have been facing,
Or photography, don't
or
know.
photography in general? All right. So, Yuji, I think you were well understood.
Yep.
Thank you so much for your session. We
Yes.
really enjoyed, your session. We enjoyed seeing your work. We enjoyed interacting with you,
Thank
and we want to
you.
say thank you for
Thank you,
taking out
Fidel,
the time.
Francis, for having me. Thank you, you guys.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much.
Yeah, I guess we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Yes, all the best to your rest of the event. Thank you very much.